everyone, how's it going? Sean here from Make or Create, ready for day 3 of Halton MakeFest. I hope you've all enjoyed the stream so far, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy this one. We've got a really creative session with us today, and we have Gemma, who's here with us from Camp Curiosity. She is going to be talking to us all about bird feeders and her creative organisation. How's it going, Gemma?
Good morning, all right, thank you.
Fantastic. We'll come back to you in a second. Okay. Just to introduce the rest of the team, we have Paul here with us today. He is going to be looking at all your comments and questions and ideas that you've got. How's it going, Paul?
Great, good start to the morning. Actually, I'm really looking forward to this one this morning.
Brilliant. So if you have any questions, comments, ideas, get them in. Let us know in the comments. We are live on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Yeah, you can ask us in the comment section then, but you can also get us on the social media channels on Facebook, on Twitter and on Instagram. There you go, Ian's on it already. We're going to come to him next, but look at that. We've got Halton MakeFest on all the different social media channels at Halton MakeFest. You'll find us nice and easy. And we have a hashtag as well. So whichever social media you're on, if you put in hashtag HaltonMF21, you will find us there, and we'll be able to find your comments and things like that through there. So there's loads of different ways of getting in touch with us. Do whichever one works for you. We have Ian Pye, who's just proving he's worth all the money we pay him with that fantastic whip round of us so far. And our run and gun camera operator today, we have Andy O'Brien. Hey Andy, how's it going? Nice shots running around. So he's going to be helping us get good camera angles. So if you're ever looking at something going, that camera angle is rubbish, we're going to be blaming Andy for that today. Cool, so let's get into it. Gemma, good morning, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Fantastic.
That all just, I'm impressed with how it all just flows out of you.
This is so lots good. Of practice. This is day 3. Yeah, you don't want to have seen the other ones. No. Yeah, Camp Curiosity. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your organisation?
Sure. So it's in its infancy. So I suppose technically we haven't quite launched because we're in the middle of a pandemic. I don't know if it's a good time to start a business or a bad time, I don't know, but do you know what? It's something that I've been probably boring friends and family and everybody else, that, you know, the random person in a bar or whatever for years, that I just needed to do it. So it was kind of now or never, really.
Fantastic.
So Camp Curiosity, it's going to be a place where families can come and they can, it's about togetherness in nature, really. And also, I think giving families the confidence that perhaps they don't have. I think a lot of the time, this is talking from friends and family as well, a lot of the time it's wanting to go and experience woodland, wanting to get out there and do things with their family and little ones as well, but perhaps being worried that they don't have the right kit, which you don't need a lot of kit for, not having the right kit or just not really feeling very confident in that environment. And I would love Camp Curiosity to be a place where families can come and they can start gaining that confidence. Not to have to stay with us for ages, just to come to a few sessions, start feeling a little bit more confident about taking their family out into the woodland and then going and doing their own thing. Maybe popping back in with us a few times to do sort of one-off sessions if they want to, sort of, and enhancing those skills that they've got, and again, enhancing that confidence as well. So, springtime, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed to get back out there.
Yeah.
But that, no, I mean, in some ways, it's the perfect. I remember when we started Makeup, which was coming up to 10 years ago now. We were just in the middle of a recession then. So again, it feels like there's never a great time to start a business. It always feels like there's some reason why you shouldn't do it, or there's something that...
Like buying a house.
Yeah, buying a house,
exactly, or having a baby. Yeah.
All those, there's so many different things. So best of luck with that. So this isn't just something that you've just thought about out of the blue though and come up with that. We've known each other for years. I think we were saying just before about 6 years now since we did some work and stuff. And so you've got experience in education, but also working in the wild and stuff. So do you want to give us a bit of an overview of your kind of like past and how you got up to this point now?
Yeah, so I suppose it's a strange one because I can't sit here and say that I was brought up in a very outdoor education environment. I wasn't brought up on a farm or anything. A very conventional kind of estate, I suppose, when I was younger. And I didn't really have that many opportunity to be outdoors. Went sailing a bit with my dad, and I went to brownies and some camps and stuff, but I wouldn't say that I was a very outdoorsy kid. I wasn't kind of like rolling around in the mud all the time or anything like that.
Yeah.
But since having my little girl, Marthy, who's now 6, she's absolutely outdoor crazy. Every opportunity, she would absolutely love to go to an outdoor school. There's none around the Northwest, unfortunately. One day I might open one of those. That would be the dream. But yeah, my background is teaching. So I used to be a drama teacher. Drama and media, expressive arts teacher in a secondary school for quite a considerable amount of time. And then we met when I used to manage an education centre. So it was a purpose-built education centre in a beautiful nature reserve. And I asked you guys to come in and do some drone workshop.
Yeah, I was trying. I was going through the mind vault then, trying to remember exactly what we did. I think, if I remember rightly, we did drones, and I think we did some. It was me and Paul. Was it Lego bridge building? I seem to remember. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, so a couple of bits and bobs. They were fantastic, and I remember seeing some of the other. You did loads of brilliant. I think I actually came to a Christmas wreath one that you did as well.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah, when I met your now wife. Yeah. So yeah, we just did loads of. I mean, you know, the kind of the ethos really was to try and get the kids outside as much as possible. So it was the summer camp that I invited you guys to, where we would have 30 or so children every day, you know, during the summer holidays or during half terms. And it was, you know, that was a great experience. So I did that for about 8 years, and then it was made redundant. So, you know, these things kind of push you sometimes into doing something else. Sometimes it can be a good thing. I now work in a school, outdoor learning in a school, and Camp Curiosity is my side business.
Fantastic. A little bit of a side hustle for now.
For now.
Cool. So we've got a fantastic video that we're going to be playing where we're doing lots of different bits and bobs in a little bit, but we're actually going to do a kind of make-along activity right now, aren't we? So do you want to let us know what we're going to be having a go at making?
Okay, so we are going to make a very simple cereal hoop. I won't mention brands. Cereal hoop, I just got these cereal hoops from Lidl, it would be probably. A cereal hoop heart-shaped bird feeder.
Fantastic.
So I'll just pop that to one side. You can make any shape that you like. So all you need is some wire. So I'm using florist wire, but if you've got a coat hanger, couldn't think of the word then, so if you've got a coat hanger or something like that in your home, you could use that. You could just take it apart and use some of the wire. So if you've got young children, obviously, you just need to be careful, because sometimes once you've used the scissors and chopped the end, it can just be a little bit sharp on your fingers. Okay, so if you've got really young ones, just be careful there. And then I say to the young ones, just to make it into a V or a U shape, so V for violin.
I'm making this one along with us, so everyone knows my skills as a crafter on the line as well. So I'm going to make it at the same time.
So it's good for dexterity, especially if you've got children that are sort of, you know, 2, 3, 4, and they are just starting to pick up a pencil, starting to write. It's really good for dexterity. So then just grab yourself some hoops and just start to. I do it in my hands because I just find it easier, but I definitely know from doing this with children, they don't tend to find this easier. They tend to find it easier by picking up the hoops individually and putting them on. I think this is just, you know, as you get older, you just kind of get better with it, and then I actually couldn't get it on there. There we go.
I love that the way that you just described the kids doing it is exactly how I'm doing it over here.
Is
The one by one approach is how I've approached it. So.
Well, I've made quite a few of these over the last few weeks, so it's a great time of year at the moment to be making this sort of stuff. So looking after the birds in February. Putting out, there's quite a lot of events in February for birds, so we've just gone past the Big Garden Bird Watch.
I was going to say, I feel like I've seen so many organisations doing different projects around birds and around look. I know that the studio was here. We're doing projects around birds as well. And I think what's been quite interesting is seeing people. You know, there's the kind of like bird watching and things, but then there's the way that people have been linking it to other projects. So, you know, it might be like you've done a creative writing project about birds, or you've done a photography project around it and things like that. There's so many creative organisations that have linked into it really well. It's been really nice to see.
It's like Halton, you had Halton Libraries on Tuesday, didn't you?
Yes.
And they've been doing a bird project as well. And like I said, I
Yes.
think Studio's been doing one.
Origami.
So there's this, origami, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Origami.
yeah. Oh, that is a great segue. Here we go. So
We didn't plan that.
I know, no, we didn't. But I did manage to. If anyone saw my crane attempt during the live stream, it was pretty pathetic. But I did manage to yesterday go back and rewatch the video, and it took a few times of rewinding and looking over certain parts of it again. But I'm really chuffed with my crane now. Yeah. So thank you very much, Halton Libraries. That was they've done a brilliant job there of instructing it. So if you were anything like me and didn't manage to get it done live during the video, just jump on there and watch it back, and feel free to pause and rewind it. I think I must have rewatched it, multiple times to be able to get that right. So yeah, carry on sending in your artwork to us from any of the sessions. So yeah, if you've got book art or you've got origami, or we had some of the creative writing come through yesterday as well. So if you've done anything from any of the streams, please send it through to us. That hashtag again, HaltonMF21. Wow, Ian, you are fastest finger first here like that with getting that on screen. So yeah, hashtag us and we'll get it up, and if it we'll try and get a few of them pictures up on the streams as well as we're going. So yeah, brilliant. I've got to. Oh, you're well in front of me.
I feel like I put you off. I feel like by saying that now, you were talking and you weren't concentrating.
No, I think it's my child approach, as you mentioned earlier, of doing it one by one. You keep going. I'll catch up as you're showing us the next.
But yeah, it's a good, it's a good time. January, February, it's a good time to start looking after the birds, putting some bird feed out. I mean, this week is it's National Nest Box Week. So RSPB, National Nest Box Week. So again, really good time to get your nest boxes up as well. I'm quite happy to mention now actually that there's a little competition from Camp Curiosity.
Oh yeah.
I mentioned it on the initial page about the event today. So once the video comes up, there's a bird that you see in the woodland that Marthy notices when we sat near the fire. So if anyone can tell us what that bird is, then there will be a little nest box prize for them.
All right, fantastic. So make sure you keep an eye out for that when we go to the video soon. Okay, so I've just, I believe, Paul, we've got a question or an opinion or something come through. Is that right, on one of the socials?
Yeah, we've got a question that's just come in from Laura on YouTube, and she wants to know, is the sugar content for this in the cereal safe for birds to eat?
Oh. Okay, that's a really, really good question. Use cereal hoops that don't have honey on them. So yes, obviously they're going to have sugar in them, but you can get this particular variety of cereal that are honey coated. Don't buy those ones, just the plain ones. And I have to be honest, we've been making quite a lot of bird feeders. You'll tell from the video that we're doing lately, and these are the ones that the birds are actually not as keen on. So the ones that are going to be in the video, there's an apple and an orange bird feeder with peanut butter and seeds, and a toilet roll one again with peanut butter and seeds, and the one with lard. The birds in our garden seem to go for all of the others first before coming to these. So, but they're good for dexterity for little kids. They're quite a nice, fun thing to make, and also it's recently been Valentine's Day, so you can make them into a heart shape. But yeah, just be mindful to use plain ones and not honeyed ones.
I've got, Gemma, I've kind of got up to the point here where I've got my V, and I've got a little bit. I could probably get a couple more on, but I'm conscious of putting too many on and not being able to do the next
leave.
step.
I should have said, sorry, Sean.
No,
so
leave
a little bit of a space at the top, and just start twisting your wire to close the circle.
So like kind of putting them into each other.
Yeah, sort of fold it into each other as if you're going to make a knot, and then just twist it.
Twist them.
And what I tend to do is I tend to take that little bit of wire, there we go, I thought I didn't have it, but I tend to take the little bit of wire that's sticking out, and because it's for little hands, I tend to just get that and thread it back through the middle of one of the cereal hoops, just so it's out of the way, so it's not sticking up, to protect the birds, but also to protect little hands. Okay, so pop it back through there, and then you can have it whatever shape you want. But I'm going to make mine into a heart shape.
Oh no.
Okay,
I was really chuffed with mine. Then I was like, oh wow, look at that perfect heart, and then it just came undone. So I'm gonna retwist it. I obviously didn't do it.
So it's
good
just
enough.
a matter of kind of gently pushing the sides in, and then you can make that a little bit more obvious at the bottom. Okay, it doesn't have to be symmetrical, but this is a really good time to talk to children about, counting the hoops, being able to count in 2s, being able to count in 5, being able to count in 10, just really consolidating the times table with them, being able to talk about shape, symmetry, 2D, 3D, all of those things. There's so much learning that you could do, or you could just do it for fun and not talk about any of those things. Okay,
I'm pretty
brilliant.
chuffed. I'm pretty happy with mine so far.
Yeah, that's looking good. I think for a first attempt, Sean.
Yeah. Oh, that's a proper slap down. That is.
No, I know. No.
I'm dead happy with that. That's really good.
I sound like a really backhanded compliment. I just realised that it's a good job we know each other, isn't it? And you know what I meant by that. But actually, yours looks better than mine. So it's just really, I was just jealous that yours actually. I'm looking there thinking yours looks better than mine, and I'm doing this. Can we swap quickly?
We'll get people to. We did a vote, didn't we, the other day? So yeah, give us a rating out of 10. Well, let me finish it first. We're not finished quite yet, have we?
Oh well, it's just a matter of putting a bit of string on it now. So however you want to do it, pop a little bit of string. I tend to like putting the string in the middle.
Yeah.
But you could hang it up in the corner if you wanted to. So yeah, it's just I know that this is not here to get people to teach people how to suck eggs or anything. I'm sure there's lots of people watching that have done this before and know how to do this. But also, there's a lot of people, this is what Camp Curiosity is going to be about. There's a lot of people that don't know how to do these things, and also, perhaps, like I said, don't have the confidence. And perhaps it's not just that; it's also being able to take an activity like this and be able to turn it into a learning activity. So, like I said about thinking about turning it into learning about maths, times tables, and shape and things like that. So
we used to call that back in the day when we were doing it. Learning by stealth. So what's been really interesting is having the different makers from so many different kind of areas and topics, but hearing so many of the common threads about what they want to do, how they want to engage people, and how they want to do it. So we would be quite often brought in and do use drones, or we'd do green screening, but we'd actually use it to teach history or maths or something. And so what you're doing is engaging the young people, or people of any age really, in something that they're interested in, or something that they're engaged with, and then using that as a way of kind of also teaching other subjects. Like, learning by stealth was one of our favourite.
I mean, I'm
approaches.
a huge advocate for learning outside the classroom, outdoor learning. It's a classroom without walls.
Yeah.
It's an amazing space. Having children in the outdoors, being able to immerse themselves in that environment, they've still got boundaries, but just being able to have the freedom to learn at their own pace as well. Being a little bit more child-led, which is great, so that they can kind of pick and choose where they feel most comfortable, and feeling safe. That's the biggest thing, feeling safe. But outdoors can lend itself to, like you say, a whole array. You could go and do Stone Age outside and learn about Stone Age. Maths, if you've got place value, if you're doing, a few weeks ago, Marthy was doing tally charts. So we went outside and we got a load of sticks and we were doing tally charts outside. And that's the kind of thing that I would like to bring to Camp Curiosity, is just being able to have families come and start learning a little bit more about what they can do outside. Yeah. It's not just, den building's fantastic, making fires outside, fantastic, we'll do all of those things, but also it lends itself to so much more as well.
Yeah. It sounds absolutely brilliant, and something that I'm really keen on. I mean, we do a lot of digital stuff, but in my own time, I feel like you can in the modern day kind of get so sucked into kind of like emails and computers, and then you're looking at your phone and doing things. It's so nice, the idea of taking a break from all that and being able to just kind of like go back to nature and be able to do things outside. One of my big things is whenever I go to Glastonbury, when we're allowed to go back to Glastonbury, but I love kind of going through and doing all the crafts and all the things that are around the wooden spoon making and everything around from that, and you're just kind of like trying to get back to kind of just doing some simple fun crafts and things like that. As we're doing it, I think there's a real need to have time to kind of unplug and I know that as we're doing this in a big live studio stream and everything, but I think it is important to kind of to have that away
agree.
from technology. Brilliant. Well, just before we go to the video that we've got, just remind us again what the competition was that we were looking out for.
Okay, so there's I can't think whereabouts it is, probably maybe in the middle-ish of the film. There's a little bit about there's a bird basically. So the camera zooms in a little bit on a bird that my daughter Marthy is looking at, and I'm just wondering if anybody knows what that bird is. You can see it, but they might just need to zoom in a little bit. And if they know what bird it is, then just to get into you on one of the social media channels and let us know. And then the first person that gets it right will send a bird box to.
Fantastic. Okay, so now that we know all that, there are lots of cool things going to be going on in this video. So, Ian, can we play that VT?
I got it!
Hello, welcome to Camp Curiosity. I'm Gemma.
And my name is Marthy.
This is my little daughter who's going to be helping out. So, what's the first thing that we're going to make today?
We're making heart-shaped bird feeders.
Heart-shaped bird feeders. So what do you need, Marthy?
We need some lard, chopstick or
Or a skewer.
skewer, some string, some scissors. You need a grown up to cut them.
Yep, grown up would be
And
helpful.
some heart-shaped cookie cutters because I said heart-shaped.
Yeah, heart-shaped cookie cutters, or you could use any shaped cookie cutters, couldn't you?
And some bird seed
Bird seed.
and some greaseproof paper.
Brilliant. Okay. And
A bowl and a spoon.
bowl and a spoon to mix it all up with. So what do we need to do? It's a bit chilly out here, isn't it? A bit chilly today. You see our breath. So what do we need to do first?
We need to put the lard into the
We need to,
but
go on.
we have to melt it.
We do. No, we don't have a cooker because we're outside in the woods.
But we can make a fire.
Oh, good idea. Let's go do that then. Come along. Come on.
So what you need to do next is put the lard into the bowl and be careful just to put it onto the Now we just wait.
What are we waiting for?
The lard to melt.
So, we've melted our lard on the fire.
Yep. And
And what are we going to add to it?
we are going to add some bird seed.
Okay, so add your bird seed.
Let's just get a spoonful.
Yep. So keep adding, a little bit quicker. So just literally just, yeah, pop it in. Grab some more. Some more. So some more bird seed.
And get some more and just pop it all in.
Yeah, pop it all in. Keep popping it all in. So what you're looking for is a squidgy consistency.
Yep.
So as at the moment it's a little bit too runny. So keep adding your bird seed to your melted lard until you can get it in your
like what I'm
hand,
doing.
squidge it and it kind of start forming together.
Yeah.
Okay, hold it there then, just give me a second, let me just check it. And we've put our gloves on because it's actually quite cold.
I've even got some teddy so that I can just snuggle.
I don't normally feel the cold, but actually even today it's quite cold. Right, so when I'm putting my spoon through it now, Marthy, it's starting to clump, isn't it? Okay, so it's starting to clump together. That's also because the lard, it was really melted, and now it's all started to kind of go back into the solid. So that is what it should look like. And then, what are we going to do next then?
We are going to grab some, or just with a spoon,
Yep,
and put them on.
into the cookie cutters. Okay, so I think for this,
Well, we've done like loads of different shapes and sizes.
yeah, we've got different sizes of cookie cutters. Well done. Yeah, we've got small,
Medium.
We'll keep that bit in. You've got a small, a medium, a large, a big one. Okay. But you can use whatever cookie cutters you've got at home. We just did heart shapes because of what reason? What reason? Because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow.
Yeah. Right. Well, we're filming this on Saturday, but when everybody watches it, Valentine's Day will have been and gone, but you can still do heart shapes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my hands. Now, I would normally do this without gloves on, and when you're doing it at home in your nice warm kitchens, because you have more sense probably.
Don't get gloves on.
Then you don't need gloves on.
Like, never get gloves on.
Yeah, don't need your gloves on unless you're going to go outside somewhere and do it.
Yeah, mine is a medium.
Which we spend a lot of time outdoors and probably spend most weekends in the woods.
Yep.
So this is kind of quite normal for us, but I appreciate it's not for everybody.
And it's like, we know a lot of things around here.
Yeah. So actually, speaking of knowing things, Maths, what is your favourite bird? Do you have a favourite bird?
No.
You don't have a favourite bird?
Non-favourite bird.
Is that just because you like all birds? Okay.
Yeah.
I think at one point Matthew's favourite bird was a kingfisher, and we'd never seen a kingfisher.
Until we found one.
Until we did see one.
Da, da, da.
And where did we see it? Can you remember?
Like, riverbank or something?
Yeah, on the riverbank. That's exactly right. So we saw it. Well, it was canal, the canal. So it was
Canal,
down near Preston Brook,
Yeah.
down the canal, and we saw a kingfisher down there. Really surprising, actually. It was just hiding in the reeds on the bank of the canal.
Yeah.
Good girl, Marthy. You just press it in. So all you're doing is you're pressing it in and you're waiting for it to kind of clump
Right.
together.
Right.
Yeah, so
Even
and dry.
though-
So what do we do at home to look after the birds then? Can you think of anything that we do at home to look after the birds?
We feed them.
We feed them, yeah. So if you want birds to come into your garden,
You can just feed them.
a lot of the time they're not going to come into your garden unless you've got
Actually,
certain... Sorry, go on.
you feed them, or you can actually make a house for them.
Yeah, you could make a house for them, couldn't you? I'm
If
just
you're
going
a
to
shop,
pop,
they're like,
just going to pop that there because it keeps coming up and distracting me. So, yeah. So what else do we do at home for the birds? We put food out, don't we? What type of food do we put out for the birds?
like mealworms.
Yeah, mealworms. Loads of birds like mealworms.
Nuts, even though
Peanuts, even though who nicks off with those?
squirrels.
Squirrels, yeah.
And I've got pet squirrel, not in my house.
Yeah, I was going to say you haven't got a pet squirrel. But yeah.
Just like, we always see him. Every time we wake up, we can see him.
Yeah, we have a squirrel
Porcupine.
that is in our estate.
And what's he called again?
Bob.
Bob.
Every squirrel's called Bob, Marthy. When are you going to learn this? Every squirrel's called Bob. So
No, it's not. Someone called David.
Oh, someone called Dave. So we have this squirrel that
Or
is
David.
in our this squirrel that goes in our estate all the time, and every time that we look out the window, Bob seems to be there randomly. But anyway, back to birds. So that's really good what you were saying. Mealworms. Now mealworms can be quite expensive. A lot of birds do really like them, but they can be quite pricey. Peanuts.
Like, we have a big
We have a big bag, but it was quite a lot, so we try to just put a few out. We don't put loads out. Any sort of suet pellets, you can get them reasonably cheap. Or you can just buy a big massive bag of seed and make some of these bird cakes. Bird
like
feeders.
this. Big pot of seed. And if you nip to a shop where there's like 3 bags of big seed,
Yeah, like 3 for £10 or something. Yeah, you
It's
can
like-
buy it when it's on offer.
and it's like this
Really
big.
Yeah, but then you've got to have somewhere to store it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we're talking
Like
about
in the factory.
feeding the birds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so feeding the birds. What else is really important to put out for the birds? So while you're just telling everybody what else is really good to put out for the birds to look after them, I'm just going to get the chopstick and I'm going to make little holes. Don't make your holes right at the top of your cookie cutters because if you do, they start to split, and when you put the string in them and hang them up, a lot of the time the weight of them will actually mean that they start splitting and then they'll just fall off. So you're better to actually aim to put a hole more like in the centre really, than at the top, okay? So while you're just telling everybody what else, I'll just make that hole. So what else? You say you don't know. She's whispering, I don't know. I think she does if she thinks about it. So if you think about being an adult and or a child, think about being a human, and you eat to keep yourself healthy, you consume food. What else do you need? What do you need to have every day? So you've got food, but what else do you need to have?
A drink.
Ah, drink.
Like splashing in pool of water.
Yeah, so what else do we put out for the birds?
A pool of water.
A pool of water, well.
And also what we need is maybe some like cat catchers, because you know, cats eat birds.
Yeah, we have a problem with cats around our house. We don't have a cat. Learning a lot about our house at the moment. We don't have a cat, but everybody else seems to have a cat. So we have a lot of cats that like to come into our garden. And I think a lot of that is because we put a lot of things out for the birds. So we get a lot of birds in our garden. So because we get a lot of birds in the garden,
there's loads of cats.
There's loads of cats. So you don't want cats.
And then who eats cats?
Hang on a second though. You don't want cat catchers. We're not going to try and encourage everybody to get cat catchers, I don't know what they are, in their garden. But we have these little machines that try and prevent cats from coming in. They make like a sound, don't they? High pitched sound. Yeah. So that's good. Okay, so I have made the little holes. Okay, so I put the holes in the middle. Look through one.
I've got a love heart eye.
Can you see to the other side though? That's what's important. You need to make sure that you can see all the way through it.
Like,
you have a look.
I can.
And then
I can see the camera.
See the campfire? Okay, that's good. So we've got a fire behind us, and you can see from that. Hopefully, we had to see that the heart. The hole is in kind of like the centre-ish of the heart. We're being blown away! It's really windy today. It was probably not the best day to have chosen to do this. But hey ho, we're just going with it anyway.
And with the fire, it's just we melted the lard.
Yeah, we melted the lard on the fire, didn't we? And it's really nice. We're going to go and sit by the fire in a bit, but let's get this done first. So at home, if you've got a nice warm house, you'll need to wait quite a while for these to dry. You might even need to wait sort of an hour or so for them to properly dry and then be able to take them out of the cookie cutters. Now, I think because it is probably about -2 today, these ones might be all right to come out now. Should we try?
Yes.
Ooh. Hey! So, it's that cold that we've managed to make one that is already okay. So let's have a look and see whether the other one's right. You should be really careful to prise them out. So yeah, you have to be gentle with them. So kind of like push them out basically. So encourage them to come out of the cookie cutter. Right, so are you doing all right? Well done. Oh, you broke yours a little bit. So that's, don't worry, that's an example of when you're doing it a little bit too rushed and maybe a bit heavy-handed. So let's just pop that back in, press it down, and then I will try, and you will help. Just there we go. Okay, so we have our heart-shaped bird feeder.
I love it.
And then we've got some string and some scissors. I've cut a piece of string. It's up to you. You could use string, wool, like garden jute. Maybe you've got some hessian or something natural ideally, or some wire, garden twine, garden wire. Okay, so we put the string through. Normally I'd get Marthy to do this, but I know that her hands are probably a little bit cold. In fact, I'm going to take my gloves.
Really cold to me.
Really cold. I'm going to take my gloves off while I'm doing it. We're going to go warm up in a minute with a hot chocolate, I think, before we film the next ones.
Yep.
Okay, so you can just press the string through.
Yep, like press it in.
Press it through, feed it through the other side,
And just hang
and then you can just put
a knot in it.
a knot in it and leave it outside. Now I think we're going to leave some of these actually. We're going to hang some of these up. There's a really beautiful yew tree behind us. So, and we've also seen some birds. What bird have we seen a lot today in the wood?
Robins.
Robin. Yeah, we've seen. Sorry, go on.
And also I climbed up that tree.
You
And
did.
I got a bit of bark, but maybe climb up that tree again and put a bird feeder on.
Ah, that's a really good idea. That's
And
lovely.
then the bird can just swim down and get it.
That's right. So, okay, so that's what we're going to do. So after we finish these, we're going to go and hang some of these around the woods for some
And
of the
I'm
birds.
going to climb.
And you're going to climb up there, and put one right on the top of the bark there. That's a really good idea.
Really?
Yeah, we may as well leave some in the woodland because there's
Like
lots
the
of
top
birds
of the
around.
mountain.
Okay, so yeah, so we've finished our heart-shaped bird feeder.
Yep.
So what's the next thing that we're going to make? I think, are we going to make the toilet roll one or the apple and orange one?
I think actually the apple one.
The apple and orange one. Okay, so for the apple and orange one, we're going to go and have a little bit of a break. But for the apple and orange one, you're going to need
Of course, an apple.
an apple or
Orange.
and you're also going to need some lard
Some string.
and some, what was that, string?
Yeah.
Yeah, some string.
Maybe some lard of peanut butter.
Yeah, lard or peanut butter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. I've forgotten actually. Some lard or peanut butter. If you don't have lard, you don't have peanut butter, you can mix flour with some water and make a really thick paste, but it does need to be really thick. And of course some birdseed. So an apple, orange, some lard or some peanut butter or some flour and water.
And some string.
Some birdseed, some string and something to make a whole, like a skewer or cocktail stick or something like that.
Aww.
So they're the items that you're going to need. So we will
Wait,
see
if
you.
we have string, we need scissors to cut the string.
Ah, okay, yeah, you need scissors as well. Thank you.
To cut the
So, we will see you when you come back with all of those items ready to make your apple and your orange bird feeders. Maybe go and have a snack and a drink before you come back to do that. We are going to go and warm our hands up on the fire, not on the fire, near the fire. We're going to go warm up and have a hot chocolate, I think, as well. Come join us back in a few minutes, okay?
Welcome back to
Camp Curiosity for MakeFest Halton. So we've moved by the fire because we've had a drink to warm ourselves up, and we've moved here because it started to snow. So yeah, it wasn't forecast to snow, but that's British weather for you.
I love snow.
So what are we going to make now?
We're going to make apple and orange bird feeders.
So what do we need for apple and orange bird feeders?
Apple, an orange.
Apple or an orange.
Yeah.
Don't need one necessarily as big as this. You can have a smaller one. And you also need,
Some peanut butter.
ours is a bit frozen.
Yeah, because it's a really sharp knife. We need a grown-up to help.
Yep, so sharp knife, but a grown up to help.
Some string and some scissors to cut with the string. And some bird feed.
Some bird seed.
Seed feed. And a spoon. Oh, a skewer. And a bowl and a spoon.
Okay, let's get started. So, what do we need to do first?
First, we need to cut the apple and orange in half.
Okay, so with your grown up helper, you need to cut the apple or the
Yes.
orange in half.
And that is mummy.
Okay, done that. What do we need to do next?
We need to scoop out the inside.
Okay, so
And with apple, you can actually eat them.
Yeah, so you could eat the inside of the apple once you scooped it out, or add it to a cake that you're baking that day or something, or crumble,
So
or
yummy.
something like that.
Did you always eat the inside of an apple?
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm just using my knife to do this, but I would suggest if you are quite young,
Yeah, you have a spoon or
use a spoon, or an
or
ice
just a
cream.
play knife.
Yeah, or an ice cream scoop is quite good as well. So you could do an ice cream scoop as well. So I'm just going to
Like an apple ice cream.
I'm quite used to using my my bushcraft knife and being out here and cutting through stuff. So,
And maybe while you're doing that, you can have a bit of apple.
oh, would you like a piece of apple? You just had to say. Sorry. Okay. So there's a bit of apple for you. Grab it. So we've just had a hot chocolate. So I hope you've managed to have a snack and a drink as well. Okay, so actually we've got a bit of a rotten apple here actually for some reason. So we've taken the middle pieces out of the apple, and now we're just going to take the middle
And
pieces.
the orange, you could just have a bit and just eat it.
Yeah, so you could put it in a fruit salad, couldn't you? Something like that. You could use the juice for something, maybe if you're making an orange cake or...
Orange juice, you just get
Yeah.
some.
So it's really, really juicy. Look at that, really juicy orange. Would you like to have a little bit?
Thanks.
Oh, that's lovely. It's really refreshing. If you squeeze it a little bit while you drink it, you'll get some more juice, look. Squeeze it. That was really nice. Okay,
I got some more juice.
you got some more juice? Marvellous. Right, I'm going to put my knife away safely in this little container. Don't need it
I'm
anymore.
going to put orange.
Give the orange to Mama.
Yep.
Okay, so
And when I'm finished with this, I can just...
what do we need to do next then, Marthy?
We need to get the spoon and the bowl.
Yep.
Get some peanut butter. Scoop it out.
Okay, so the peanut butter's been near the fire now. I've purposely put it near the fire, and we can actually take it out of the jar now, which is helpful
And
because
put
earlier on we
it
couldn't.
into the bowl and spoon.
Yeah. Oh look, that's nice now.
Oh yeah.
So we've got smooth peanut butter. You could use whatever peanut butter, and I think, like I said earlier, you could use lard instead, or you could use a mixture of flour and
water.
Thanks, Mars. Flour and water. Do you want to add some?
And
Some
then
seed?
you add some birdseed. Birdseed.
Yeah, bird seed.
I don't even know how.
Sometimes you call it bird feed, don't you? Which I suppose makes sense. Bird feed, bird seed. So
Birdweed.
add a bit.
Birdweed.
No, definitely not bird weed. Right, okay, so
That'd be weed that's like.
mix it all up.
Oh,
Is it a bit tricky?
it's stiff.
Is it really stiff?
Yeah.
Give it a good go. You've got some muscles. Come on, work those
Oh,
muscles.
geez.
Work those muscles. Come on.
Trying to work the muscles.
So while you're doing that then, Mars, we'll have a little chat about nests, because there's lots of nests up in the trees at the moment. So what do you know about nests?
Well, the smallest nest is a bee hummingbird.
Ah, do you want me to take over for a little bit?
Yep.
Okay, so the smallest nest is, sorry, what animal did you say? What bird?
Bee hummingbird.
The bee hummingbird. What do you know about the bee hummingbird? Like, how big is it?
It's kind of like the size of a bee.
Yeah, so it's size.
That's why it's called a bee.
And what is the size of the nest?
Kind of like a golf.
Yeah, so it's a golf ball. So
Like
a
this
bee.
size.
Yeah, about that size. Yeah, about that size. So a probably a bit smaller. Yeah, a bit smaller than this, basically.
Yeah.
So the smallest nest is made by a, like Marthy says, a bee hummingbird, golf size ball size, and the largest nest is a bird called a dusty scrub fowl, and it makes a nest in a slightly different way. It's not really kind of like a true nest in some senses. It's not up in the tree. It's kind of made like almost like a compost hill heap, and it's about, it can be 12-13 meters in diameter, so it's a huge nest.
And
what do birds make nests out of normally?
maybe feathers, twigs, leaves, everything that's natural.
Yeah, any sort of natural resources they can find. Feathers, twigs, what else do they make them out of? What's really comfy and cosy to put in their nests?
Oh, moss.
Moss, yeah. Moss,
I
definitely.
just feel moss all day.
Yeah, moss is nice, isn't it? There's lots of moss around here. Okay, so, is that a good consistency? What do we think? Does it sort of clump together and stick together enough to put in our apple? Yeah? What's the consistency?
It's like when you put it on and try to drop it, it doesn't even drop off.
Yeah, so the consistency is pretty similar to the heart-shaped bird feeders that we made with the cookie cutters that we did with the lard, yeah? In that it's kind of clumps together, sticks together. All right, so let's get cracking. So here's your apple. Yeah, here's your apple. I'm going to do the orange at the same time as you doing the apple. You just grab, you can use a spoon if you want to, or use your hands. I'm just going to use my hands. So take some and press it down into your apple or your orange. Press it down, press it down. So pack it all in until it reaches the top. Give it a pat. You doing okay?
Yep.
Good. I think we might have just made just enough mixture for these. Won't have any to waste, hopefully. And again, we'll probably keep these in the
This is
roots
kinda
as
cool.
well. Yeah, it looks really good. You could use your cookie cutter to make a heart shape out of the apple. So when you cut the apple in half, you could then use your cookie cutter to cut out a heart-shaped bit of the heart, of the apple, which looks really nice as well. And then fill that with the bird seed.
Oh, yeah.
So these are a little bit warm at the moment just because they're near the fire, but if I take them over there, they will start to freeze up a little bit more and go a little bit more solid. There we go. Okay, so the only thing that you've got left to do now, how are you getting on? You getting on all right? Well, that one kind of looks like a heart already, actually. That one kind of looks quite heart-shaped.
And this one.
We weren't aiming for that, but
And this one.
yeah, that one does as well. All right, so you'll need an adult to help you with this again. I'm going to use a skewer just because we happen to have skewers at the moment around because of cooking on fire and things. So you just make a hole and put
Right in
a
the
piece of string through it. It doesn't need to be in the centre, it can just be at the top and then through there. Or you could put a hole through this side and through the other side and put a string that way instead, coming out and doing it horizontally if you wanted to. It's up to you. Or some people put 2 sticks underneath and then place the orange on the 2 sticks as well and hang the sticks up. There you go.
Thanks.
Just be super careful.
Yep.
Think about how you're going to do it. So if you're really little,
I'm going to try and do it on the ground.
yeah, so do it on the ground. If you're really little, you probably just need an adult to help you with that.
I made.
Oh, you've done it. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to steal
I can't really see through it.
No, you probably can't see through it.
yeah.
Okay, so just going to put the skewer. Have you made your hole? Okay, brilliant. So Martha's made her hole.
Actually, I haven't.
You haven't? Has it not gone all the way through? Okay, that's fine. All right, so let me just help you in a minute then.
Only some teeny tiny bit.
So you can just see through a teeny tiny bit. Okay? Right, so this one is done. We just tie a knot. Girl, just tie a knot. So we were talking about birds earlier, Marthy. You really like penguins, don't you? Are penguins a bird?
Yep, even though they cannot fly.
a bird, aren't they? Still classed as a bird. How many different types of penguin are there?
I think there are about 18.
18, you're right, yeah. Brilliant. And what other birds do you really like?
I really love owls.
Owls.
So they're nocturnal?
Yeah, so owls are what's classed as nocturnal animals. So most of you will probably know that, some of you might not. So what does that mean then if they're nocturnal? Can you tell everyone what it
So
means?
they sleep in the day, and at night they wake up.
Yeah, so they basically, night time is their time in which they go get some food and things like that, and then they sleep during the day. They're nocturnal. Brilliant, Mars. Twit!
Woo!
Twit!
Woo.
There we go.
Oh, cute.
So should we put that out in the woodland so that the
Actually-
birds can eat them? Woo! That's Owly. Owly's come to the woods with us today, hasn't he? So, do you want me to grab yours?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't think you managed. You know what? We've got a really rotten apple there, so maybe that's why as well. So, were you trying to make your hole in the middle? Okay, so I'll just help you. I'll give you a little tip. A little tip when you're trying to put a skewer through an apple or an orange
Okay.
is it's a good idea to try and put the skewer through with the string. So you can kind of put the string over the hole. Woo. String alive! And then put the skewer through the hole with the string. Ta-da! It's like a magic trick. And then grab hold of the string, pull the skewer out away from your face, obviously. And then you've got the string that's come through the other side. Just make sure you hold on to this side so it doesn't all go through. You've got to do it again. One of Martha's random hairs on there as well.
Oh,
Actually,
my hair's so long.
yeah, well, the birds would probably quite like that for their nest, actually. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. If we were eating it, it would be.
They can nip my hair.
Yeah. So let's make a knot. And then we've got a apple bird feeder. There you go.
Eat it.
And do you want to go choose where to put it? You want to hold it? And then
I guess owls love them.
let's go and choose where to go and put our apple bird feeder and our
And try
orange
not to
bird.
drop it, which I did.
Try not to drop it.
Which I did.
That doesn't matter. So let's go and find some good places to put our orange and apple bird feeders. What are we making next then, Marthy?
We are making toilet roll bird feeders.
And what do we need?
Make some peanut butter
Yep, peanut butter, check.
and some seed.
Yeah, peanut butter or lard, or that flour and water paste again, and toilet roll or kitchen roll tube.
Yep.
Or if you don't have a kitchen roll or toilet roll tube, you can just use some cardboard and roll it
And-
round.
And some seed, some string, and some scissors.
Yeah, seed, string and scissors as well. And you probably need a skewer, something to make the hole again. So you go off and get ready, and get everything ready, and then come and join us back here. Okay, bye. What are you making?
Butter.
What have you got in there?
Double cream.
Ooh. And are you shaking it? Put some welly into it. Come on. Put some effort in. Churn my butter for me.
Welly?
No, not wet. No, not literally. It's just a saying. Put some effort in. Yeah, put some welly in. No, don't drop it though, because it's glass.
I don't know how to
Do you want me to give it a shake?
clean the butter. These make some red.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So what are we making now, Marthy?
We're making a toilet roll. I might need some toilet roll.
Yeah, so we asked you earlier to get them, didn't we? So we can rush through this bit. So toilet roll,
Skewer, scissors, some string, a knife, some roses, and some
brilliant, and some peanut butter. Okay, so whilst you've got your cheese sandwich that we just made on the fire, so Marthy's just helped us to make some bread using the Dutch oven on the fire, and then you've got a cheese toastie, haven't you? So I'll let you eat that while I explain how to quickly make a cardboard bird feeder before it gets dark. It's about 4:30, so we're going to lose the light soon, aren't we? Alright, so get your cardboard tube, your toilet roll or your kitchen roll, cardboard tube, and some peanut butter. Now, yours might be straight out the fridge. Ours is has been by the fire, so it's quite soft and very spreadable. So and smooth. Yeah, that's right, and smooth. So if you just spread your peanut butter all on your tube, all over, all round. I'm just going to take my gloves off to do this actually. And a bit of a tip, it's best to hold the tube in the middle, put your fingers through the middle, and then spread all of the peanut butter around. So you need quite an even coating. It needs to be quite thick so that the seed sticks to it.
And really smooth.
Yeah. So, Marthy, I know you're eating, but we should really tell people what Camp Curiosity is. So, what is Camp Curiosity, or what is it going to be? Because it's not officially launched yet.
Well, it's going to be an outdoor learning school.
Yeah, so maybe not quite an outdoor, you'd love an outdoor learning school, wouldn't you? That's why you're saying it. This one wants to go to an outdoor learning school. One day I might open one of those, but you'll be too old. You'll have to just come and help run it instead. So that'd be great. But yeah, it's not really quite an outdoor learning school. So it's a safe space for families to get together.
And like kids to run around.
For kids to run around. Yeah, so measure trees, learn about trees, tree identification, like you said, relax in hammocks, build dens, learn how. Sorry? Yeah, so find different twigs and learn how to build mini shelters and big shelters, den building.
And how to make a fire.
How to make a fire, how to cook on a fire.
How to make even bird feeders.
Yeah, how to make bird feeders, different sessions of family-friendly sessions of how to cook things on a fire. So it might be, one week might be bread, another week might be doing s'mores on the fire.
Another way could be like building fires, another week can be like building dens.
Yeah, loads of different things. So family-friendly sessions where we get round the fire every time as well, maybe some story time in there, some games, some outdoor games, outdoor play, free play, climbing trees, some rope swings, some slack lines, all that kind of stuff really. So, yeah, some hammocks, yeah.
I love hammocks.
Yeah, I know you do, love hammocks. Happily sleep outside in one this one. So we have our, so that will be launching in spring, so watch out for that. There'll be some sessions going up, probably through Eventbrite and also on the Camp Curiosity website as well. But it's very new. We've got our hoodies, haven't we? And our Marthy's has got Marthy's little mummy's little helper on the back. Yeah, we can't see it because of your hair. But yeah, so we're ready to go basically, and there'll be more information on the website. So just watch this space. I think with everything that's happening at the moment with COVID, it's just waiting to launch. So back to the bird feeder. We have a cardboard tube with some peanut butter on. And we're just going to pop it in the bird seed, turn it around, and as you can see, it magically coats it. So the bird seed sticks to the peanut butter. Keep twisting it around, twisting it around, twisting it around, and it will coat all of it. You can even get some sprinkle on the top and pat it. That's a really good technique to do as well. Pat it all on. Yeah, you do that. We make these quite a lot, so we've got quite a lot of them in our garden at the moment, and I have to say the birds really like these We've made some feeders lately out of Cheerios, out of cereal hoops, I should say, and the birds that come into our garden don't really seem to like them. What birds do we tend to get in our garden, Marthy?
Robins, blackbirds.
Yep.
Starlings. Little blue tits.
Blue tits, yeah. They're and what about those wood ones? Wood pigeons, yeah. We get a lot of wood pigeons. We had wood pigeons nest in our garden. We've really got a small garden. And we had wood pigeons nest in our garden in a grapevine that we've got last year. And we saw some baby chicks. There were 2, weren't there? And we watched them grow. And we tend to get starlings, blackbirds, as Marthy said, robins in our garden. We've got a lot of starlings at the moment, strangely. I don't know why. There's probably about 4, 5, 6 that come into the garden. But they don't seem to like the cereal hoop bird feeders, but they really like these. These are really popular in our garden at the moment. So you carefully get a parent to get a skewer, poke it through. Again, you could do the same sort of easy trick that I mentioned earlier. Pop the string over the hole, get your skewer, and with any luck you'll be able to skewer your string right the way through. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's a little bit of jiggery pokery to try and get it through.
Twisty twine.
Did you know I was going to say jiggery pokery, Marthy?
Yeah.
I think you did, didn't you?
Twisty twiny, whirly swirly.
Whirly swirly.
That's all I know. Whirly swirly chicken peacock.
Honestly, bonkers, this child, bonkers. So, so I'm going to get that back through there, and I'm just going to poke that bit through.
Poke it through, poke it.
Yeah, poke it through.
Right the way through.
So we just get the string and then just poke it through to the other side. It might take a couple of tries of sort of poking it through, getting the string, hoping it comes through the other side. It's like a test of patience, but parents, so we have that. Okay, so there we go. Brilliant, thank you ever so much. Thank you. Then we'll just cut it. We are going to lose the light soon, aren't we? Probably about another 20 minutes, half an hour. Okay, enough time to pack up, leave no trace. So yeah, if you do go to the woodlands and you do this, then obviously leave no trace. If you light a fire, if you make things, I mean we're leaving the bird feeders out in the woodland, but that's because we know that the birds will come and eat them, and everything that we're using is compostable. Everything that we're using will decompose. So we've just got cardboard tubes and the apples, which will get eaten. And if they don't get eaten by the birds, they'll get eaten by the squirrels. But if you go into the woods, then yeah, definitely leave no trace. We've knotted our bird feeder. So there we go. So where can we put it?
On
trees, on hooks, the bottom of your bird table maybe. If you've got that, you could hang it up. You could hang it up on a hanging basket holder outside your house. Yeah, it won't have a hanging basket on at this time of year, so you can maybe hang it there instead. Okay, so we've made 3 bird feeders today. You've taken everybody through how to make a heart-shaped cookie cutter bird feeder, which you could do in any shape, and the apple and orange bird feeder, and then the toilet roll bird feeder too. So all made out of household objects, mostly free. You just need to get yourself some birdseed, maybe some lard, but like we said, you don't have to use lard or peanut butter. You could use flour and water as well.
And actually, the apple and orange is a really good one, because if they eat the seed, also they can eat the outside.
That's good, yeah. So the apple and orange one, once they've eaten the inside, they can also eat the apple and orange as well, which is great. Okay, so that's it from us, isn't it? Yeah, so should we say bye?
Bye.
Okay, from Camp Curiosity, from Gemma and from
big.
It's goodbye from us. So stay safe, and we hope to see you in the springtime. Okay, thank you for MakeFest for inviting us to do this as well. Thank you ever so much. All right, take care. Happy half term. Bye.
That was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? I can't believe before that video we hadn't managed to mention Marthy, though, who obviously is the star of so many of the videos that was on there. Absolutely brilliant, isn't she? So tell us a little bit more about Marthy and how she gets involved in your projects.
Well, I probably should say hi. So, hi, Marthy. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot to say hello to you. I'm so sorry. She's my little girl. She's 6 years old, and during lockdown, she became so interested in science and doing little science videos, science communication videos, getting her own little YouTube channel. She just had this amazing alter ego, if you like, of Marvellous Marthy. And so when I talked about Camp Curiosity and saying, Mummy's going to do this, I'm actually going to sort of, get my act together and do it, she was on board with it straight away. She was like, well, can I get involved? Can I be part of it? Her hourly wage has gone from, so it initially started when I asked her last week, how much do you think you should get paid an hour? Yeah. Bearing in mind she's 6, so her understanding of money at the moment is not that great. It was 2p.
2p, nice.
2p an hour.
Get that locked in.
Which I kind of thought, all right. Try to encourage that maybe that should be a little bit more. And then external people have got involved, and all of a sudden now it's £10 an hour. The new living wage, she's got to living wage. Yeah. So I'm a responsible, sustainable employer, so I pay her £10 an hour. No, probably not, but I should definitely say hello to her because I completely forgot. So I'll be getting told off when I get home. No problem. And we should take this time actually to mention the social medias, where I'm sure you'll see more of Marthy on there and things like that. So you're on Twitter, is that correct? Yeah. What's the address at Twitter for us? So it's Camp Curiosity on Twitter. I don't think it's hyphenated. No, I don't. I think we've got it on the screen there. It's camp_curiosity. Yep. And what other social medias are you on with that one? So Instagram as well. And then the website is simply www.campcuriosity without any hyphen or spaces.co.uk. Fantastic. We're going to come on to that in a second. Just before we do, Paul, did we get any comments or questions or anything like that come through during the video? Yes, so we had a comment for the bird. Well, we had a few comments for the bird. Okay, fantastic. So we had on Facebook people guessing that it was an owl. An owl. On YouTube, we had a guess from Jake saying it was a robin. Ah, it was a robin. The owl might have come from Marthy had a little owl teddy in the video, so maybe it was in my head, I was like, owl robin? Yeah, she did, two very big. Two different sizes. But a little like owl puppet, so that might have been confusion. So sorry, I might not have explained that. So the real bird that you saw was a robin. Yes. Was that Jake? Did you say that? Yeah, that was Jake. Fantastic. Well done, Jake. He's also asked how long did it take to record that video because he's thinking of making quite a few bird feeders. So it's just an idea how long it might take to make. To be honest, it took probably only a few more minutes than that video. So I think that video was 45 minutes. I think I had about 50 something minutes of footage and I just tried to cut out a bit more of the waffly bits. And Marthy, obviously being 6, kind of like her mum, goes on a bit of a tangent and just, kind of her head goes into something else, like talking about cat catchers. So probably 50 something minutes. I didn't have to cut out a lot. It was pretty much one take. And fantastic. I think with young children, it's good doing things like that, just pressing record, seeing what you get, and then as well you get yourself and your child at your most natural, don't you? So yeah. Brilliant. Give yourself an hour to do those three bird feeders. Yeah, cool. We also got asked, how do you get involved with Camp Curiosity? Okay, so involved in a sort of coming to it, I suppose you could look at it as two things really, coming to it or getting involved as in like volunteering or something like that. The volunteering aspect, like I said, we're not properly sort of up and running yet until spring, so just watch this space for that.
Okay.
If there are any opportunities, which would be great for it to be very community involved, so being able to volunteer with us would be fantastic. But the other side of it, so actually coming to the sessions, if you go onto Camp Curiosity website, which I think you're putting up.
About to say, yeah, let's do that now. We'll get Paul's screen up there, and the can get a shot there. But yeah, we've got the Camp Curiosity website there. Fantastic, and oh, look at that, and Ian's even got it up on the screen there for the website address for it.
Yeah.
So brilliant. Yeah,
so if you go to that website, it only launched a few days ago. It's all very new, so it's certainly a work in progress. But there's a specific page on there that says a free session, I think, and you can
got that for you.
Log on, put your details in there, and just register your interest for a free session, a free family session. So there'll be at least one of those, maybe a couple, depending on number. And numbers will be limited, obviously, because of the situation we're in as well. So, yeah, just go on there.
Brilliant. Oh, you can't complain about that, can you? A free session. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, that's great. So I guess we're kind of at the end of our session today. So thank you so much for coming in, Gemma. Thank you everyone for watching at home, and thank you for sending in your questions. It's been brilliant to learn about bird feeders. I've got another thing for my desk now as well. So brilliant to read about, find out about bird feeders and all the different ways that you can do it, and see Marfi there taking part and showing off her skills. So yeah, just to say a massive thank you to yourself for coming in, and thank you for everyone for watching. Keep sending in your questions. Keep sending, if you've made any bird feeders, be sure to send us in some pictures of them. We'd love to see them, and we'll be sure to pass them on to Gemma. And if you've got any other questions, please send them through, and we can always pass them on to Gemma, who can answer them and get back to you as well. So yeah, thank you everyone very much for watching today. We are back at 3 p.m. We are going to be doing some shared reading, which I'm looking forward to, with the reader organisation. So yeah, back here on YouTube, Facebook or Twitter. And yeah, we'll see you this afternoon. Thanks everyone. See you later.